Yeah, and here's another thing too, and I'll be honest about it. Like it's just like Charlie said about the whole real estate. And dude, I like real estate a lot. I fucking really like real estate. I want to get into real estate. I like
Oh,
real
hell
estate.
yeah.
But here's the thing, and I'm like, and a lot of real estate guys won't be honest about this, right? It's not easy, dude. It's and like there is just like crypto and just like everything else. There's a threshold, right? Where like you finally there's this point where like you have to like you're putting in more into the relationship than you're getting out of it until a certain point where like your portfolio becomes big enough where it's actually paying for you now, and you can coast on it. So I mean, I know guys that have invested into real estate and stuff, have multiple properties. They have like $1 million+ of real estate and stuff. They put in about $1 million+ in real estate, and it's kicking out, 20, 30 grand, $1,000 a month. That's a nice position to be in. But they had $1 million to put into real estate. So that $1, $2, $3, $4 million that they put into real estate is, if they put $1 million into real estate, that means they have $5 million of real estate technically. And that $5 million of real estate is paying them 20 G's a month in profits. So that's a sort of, but you have to get to that sort of point where like when you start off in the beginning, you might only have a duplex for a while. And so it's grind time where you're doing it for years. So real estate it's people think that it's like really easy and stuff like that, but it's a really hard, it's a hard business. And on top of that, you have to be really grinding. Some people do this whole thing where they live in, they get a loan 3% down. They live in a triplex or a fourplex. They live in one room rent free. They rent the rest. They're paying for the mortgage. A year later, they get another one and another one and another one and another one. And then after a certain amount of time, when they have like 5 of them or 4 of them, then they're starting to actually like, well, now the wealth starts coming because they have enough. But that's a 5-year plan, 6-year plan. I mean, 5 years are fucking lucky, but that's really more of a decade-long plan in order to get that point where like then now you built the cap, but it's a 10-year plan. That's not fast. Right.
Yeah.
So with crypto, it's a lot faster where you're able to make these kind of crazy returns. But at the same time, there's a point where you have that capital, and then that's when you make the longer term investments with real estate. And then you use that cash flow to kind of bring that back and stuff like that. So regardless or not, it's not get rich fast, but it's get rich for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
And when people see you at that point, right, it's the same thing with this, whether it's real estate or crypto or whatever. It's the same thing that we see in crypto here. Where it's like, oh, you're so lucky, you just got ETH.